Good evening and welcome to the Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. We've had a wonderful weekend of spiritualist history and celebrating Hydesville and the 1848 straight through to modern mediumship of 2021. We were lucky enough to have Matt and Kirsty on last night to close our Saturday. And tonight, I'm equally honoured to have Iain Mason joining us as a live link, and our son, Ashley Robinson, who's going to finish our Hydesville weekend. For those of you that have been listening to me since 9 o'clock this morning, then welcome back. Hopefully I just gave you enough time, 3/4 of an hour ago, to go and have a bite to eat and come back. But it has been a thoroughly enjoyable time looking through the archives, finding all the spiritualists that gave their time and efforts for the influence of spiritualist churches, organisations and the whole wide world on various different medias. And it's great that Spirit is embracing new technology. We've had Zoom all day, and with Skype and with Facebook, so it's absolutely wonderful to finish our weekend celebration by bringing on Iain Mason and our son Ashley. So thank you, Ashley, if you'd like to join us. And over to the two of you to take over this evening. Thank you very much.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, and welcome to this Sunday night special Hydesville demonstration of mediumship with me, Ashley Robinson, and
Iain Mason.
Iain Mason. Great. On cue, you remembered your name. We're off to a great start, Iain. I'm looking forward to working with you tonight.
You. Likewise, old boy.
Let's hope that synchronicity carries on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, folks. So Richard has already said that we're beaming out to Facebook and YouTube this evening. Well, a special welcome to you all. If you have been paying attention to the Hydesville events since Hydesville Day on the 31st, or anything we've been doing at Wimbledon, welcome back. Great stamina, 2 days of events and workshops and lectures, absolutely incredible. Of course, if you're joining us for the first time, then a special welcome to you too. Do let us know, either in the YouTube live chat or on the Facebook wall that you're watching, where you're watching from. And if you're a first-time viewer, it's always good to know that too. Now, if you're watching on Facebook, welcome to you. We've only just been putting it back out on Facebook. That sounds really like I'm starting a new rumour, Iain, doesn't it? We've been putting it out on Facebook again. But we've been broadcasting. That's more professional, I think Richard would probably say. We've been broadcasting again on Facebook. And if you're watching in a watch party on Facebook, please note that we won't get any of your live comments. What did you say, Richard? Watch parties don't exist, but that shows you the last time that I went live on Facebook. So hopefully wherever you're watching this from, you're able to participate. On YouTube, make sure you've logged in, engage in the live chats, and then Richard should be able to see your comments. And particularly when we're doing the mediumship, if Iain or I are giving you evidence of a communicator, someone that you understand, please comment yes, and then tell us what it is you're saying yes to. Iain and I will try and give you really specific things so that we know that we're with you. The other thing you can do for us, folks, is to make sure you share and like this stream. If you're on YouTube, make sure you've subscribed to this channel. Please give us the thumbs up. Share this content on your social media channels, Twitter and Facebook. If you're on Facebook, perhaps share this to your own wall. Tag someone in, let them know you're watching. We want to keep this community vibrant, upwards, going forwards. We want to make the community as wide as possible. So sharing this feedback is one of the ways we can do that. We can continue to keep this content free. So lovely to have you all with us. Richard will now give us a couple of names, and then between Iain and I, we'd just like to give a couple of people a special mention. But wonderful to have you all here. Happy Easter. Okay, wonderful. Richard tells us we've already had over 60 of you engage to say hello, so I'm glad I didn't put you off with any of my rambling. Julie Caswell says good evening to everyone. Big shout out to Jackie Robinson on behalf of Spirit for promoting spiritualism. You must be exhausted. You too, Julia, a wonderful ambassador. I know that you've done the 2-day extravaganza too, so well done to you, Julie and family. And then Iain, I'll let you do the next one.
Yeah. And hello to the lovely Mary Dixie. She's saying good evening to everybody, which is really, really nice. And RJ working hard.
And hi, Alison Barton. Evening to you too.
Hi, Christine Davis. Thank you for coming along. Very relaxed pose there.
Kelly McEaton says hi to all of us. Big love to you too, Kelly.
And hello, Cheryl. How are you doing? That's a very pensive look there.
Daniela says good evening to us all. How are you, Daniela?
And hello to Rose Anderson. We've got waves and she's watching from her telly. So we're on widescreen, Ash.
We've made the big time when we're on Rose Anderson's TV. Evolution Avenue says hi. It's Can, first-time viewer from Orlando, Florida. Well, good evening to you. Great to have visitors from across the pond.
Yeah, and back over the pond to Lewisham. Hello to Sue. Thank you for watching. Hiya, Sue.
Yeah, this side of the river. I'm in South London today. Hi there. And hi, Joanne Lewis from Birmingham, up in the Midlands.
And to Stephen Goodwin. Hi, Stephen. Happy Easter.
Robert Addison. Good evening to you, Robert.
Hi to Tracy Holmes Story from South Africa. Thanks so much for taking the time and trouble to join us.
Lovely. Beautiful Devon. I hope that was nice and sunny as well. Hi there, Jan.
Hi to Stephanie Ewing. That's a great name. Remember Dallas, Ash? Or are you too young to remember a program like that? But she's over in Washington State regardless. So thank you for joining us.
I remember watching it with my nan.
Oh, good.
Jill, good evening. First time watching from Derby. Hi there, Jill. Welcome.
And hello to Ellie Nichols. Lovely to see you there. A very cool woohoo there. Back to you.
And Louise joins us for her first time as well. Hi, Louise.
Oh, Tommy's girl. Good evening, Ian and Ashley. Look at that. She won't beg, but she'd love a message. So there you go. Fingers crossed.
Hi, Shelley.
And good evening, Shelley. How are you? Welcome. Love the Robin.
Yeah, hi to all the Shelleys. Tarot with the ghost of the karmic healer. Hi, what a fantastic YouTube name.
And to Dominique Smith, big hello to you as well.
Ivy May, wonderful lady, daughter of Julie, also been a great ambassador for Hydesville over this weekend. Good evening to you.
Yeah, Martin looks like he's got very long hair there. Good evening, Pamela. How are you?
And Rachel, the lovely palmistry. I hope I've said that right, Rachel. The subject matter expert of everything hands and palms.
Fantastic. All these lovely people, Ash, joining us. Isn't it fantastic?
I agree. Great community that Richard and I'll say Richard and the team, but we all know it's Richard in the studio. Richard is the studio, but between the SBTV hosts, what a wonderful community, a channel built by its people for the benefit of its people.
Yeah, perfect. And Tisha, hello to you as well. Thanks for joining us. There's certain things you can broadcast, Ash, aren't there? And certain things you can't. We've got our producer in our ear, ladies and gentlemen, so we have to tolerate him from time to time. It's just the way it is. It's the kindest thing to do, isn't it, Ash?
Good evening, Stace.
Hiya, Christine. Thank you for joining us. Lovely to see you all again. Love the emojis.
And Tina Place says, good evening, Ashley, and all the friends here tonight. It's great to see so many sort of familiar names and new names this evening.
Yeah, and good old James is joining us. He's ignoring me. I don't know what I've done to him. But never mind. Good evening, James, as well.
Well, Jim likes a personal introduction. He'll go through one by one. We'll have one for Richard and one for you, Ian, I'm absolutely sure. Amanda Bradshaw, good evening to you.
Hello, Dawn. Good evening to you too. Doesn't feel like evening, does it? It's still nice and bright.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've said hello to a few of you now. If we haven't got round to you, then apologies. But wonderful to have so many, friends, new friends joining us this evening. I'm Ashley Robinson. I'm a spiritualist medium. I'm based out of South London in the UK. This is my church here at Wimbledon Church. We hope to open the doors properly soon and have a live congregation. But we've been ever so blessed to be able to stream our Sunday Divine service And all over the weekend with Zoom, we've been blessed to have that opportunity to do that tonight. So I'm looking forward to working as a medium for you tonight. And I have great pleasure in introducing my friend and a wonderful medium who's going to give you some lovely evidence of life after death, Mr. Iain Mason.
Yeah, and until he comes, you've got me. I'm gonna wiggle me electronic ears there. So good evening, everyone. Hi, yes, Sam. How you doing, my lovely Sam O'Neill, lovely presenter with her runes, lovely bag of runes she has too. Now, I'm the same as Ash, basically. It's as simple as that. I work in love, and I do as I'm told. There you go. I always joke and say it's a bit like a marriage. You know, the easiest way through this is to do as you're told. So what happens with me is that sooner or later somebody starts nibbling in my ear, and off we go. Now, it's just so lovely that you've all joined us this evening. That's interesting because I've got a dog that's coming in at the moment. That's just trying to work out what he's doing. He's ahead of his owner for some reason. Okay, so listen in, folks. Let's see where we go with this, because I have crikey. It's like a bull terrier looking thing here, and it looks like a I suppose like a tortoiseshell sort of colour. It's got a white patch over one eye, and I know that it's bringing forward its owner here, but he's actually bringing forward a lady on a lead, whereas he'd normally bring through the fella that walks him. But he just keeps telling me Max, Max, Max. I'm cracking, my ears are falling out. Look, and I know as he brings this lady forward, I'm just aware of this sense of the name Heidi linking in around this lovely lady. I know that this lady would have passed of what feels to me like a lung cancer condition, is what I want to say. And I know that she would have been, and the way that she's coming forward for me is like a mum stroke nan. And the reason that I say that is that I don't feel I was of the age of a typical nan when I passed. I felt sort of younger, like a mum. And she comes forward and she's just talking about acknowledging the two boys that are here that are really important for her. And it's funny because she always seems to be like a last minute Mary, I believe that's the saying. And she's running around here sort of trying to get her hair ready and everything else to look her best. Now, with Facebook, I know particularly we have a little bit of a delay there, so we need to allow that. I think it's about a 15-second lag. But if anybody does understand this information, do please let me know. I'm also aware of a gentleman that would link with her that would have passed, who feels like granddad of a heart attack. I'm just aware of him coming in as well. And there's a D name that connects there that I'm being given. I also need to mention hang on, let me just ask her what she's doing here. What are you showing me? When? She's talking about an anniversary, and she wants to take me to September, beginning, middle, or end. Where are we going with that? Beginning, middle, end. We like the end. I want to go around the 23rd of September here for an anniversary. It feels like a wedding anniversary from the way that she's communicating it forward. So does anybody understand my lovely lady? Oh, and she's also saying I need to mention the rain. Dominic, the lovely Dominic has come up on the screen. My dog was a staff and had one white patch. She also had lung cancer and died at 36 years old. Okay, Dominic, that's great. I'll let the lovely producer see in the background if anybody else comes forward as well. But this lovely lady that comes forward, I mean, it's a bizarre thing. You may or may not be young enough to remember Charlie's Angels the first time round, because the way that I get ladies like this that come forward is they come forward like Farrah Fawcett. And I know that as she comes forward here, she's got like a bounce in her step as well, but she always felt like she was either on the go or quite busy. Your nan had lung cancer, died at 36, and your granddad had heart problems. Have a D name, and a death anniversary was in September. Okay, Dominic, I'm tingling all over for you, my darling. So may I work with you, because Nan loves that. It's just really funny because it threw me slightly how she was giving me like the nun. That's combining words, isn't it? The mum and the nan kind of link there, and sort of being on the cusp. She's just coming forward. So we've got Nan, we've got Grandad, and we've got this lovely dog here that come forward. But I know your lovely dog also wants to come in and express his hello in his own way. I know that as he comes forward here, it's like a big kind of pull to come forward. and really wants to make the effort. And it's almost like your nan's trying to hang on for dear life here behind him. And I know just as they're all coming together, they're talking about celebrations in the family are due all around. And what I want to say is it's just that feeling of, do you know what? I know we've been through some interesting times, but I know from the way that they're making me feel, it feels like almost everybody is having their own little moment where things are finally kind of slotting into place and you're getting some traction. I'm feeling this is quite good, particularly around you. And I know that what you want to do with the home situation is making a bit more sense for you, because your nan's just saying she wasn't quite sure whether you'd make your mind up to stay or go, but she's just saying, your nan was always on the go. Thank you. I know that she just comes forward here and she says, it's like one step at a time. Don't try and take the world on in one go. And she's talking as you get back up to speed here, you deciding just to kind of catch your breath is a really good thing for you at the moment. She's talking about how you want to reinvent yourself, though. So although you're kind of going to preserve your energy with the home situation around you there, she's talking about, though, you're trying to find the new you, because the old Dominic is almost like a thing in the past, because symbolically she's shown me a rearview mirror and it's like I can see you standing behind me or laying on the couch in this particular case. And it's a bit like you've been pausing. I don't want to say rebuilding yourself, but you've been deciding what's important. And she says she's aware of you hatching a plan for you to create your new you. And she's just talking about you wanting to get enough, I suppose, traction to kind of get up and go with it. But she's talking about the things that make you happy. She says you actually like this, in fact, the mediumship and doing what we're doing here. But she says she keeps seeing you playing with the tarot cards there. But she does that actually and symbolically, because she talks about how you're trying to plan your future. And she says, stop trying and just go for it, because she says there's many exciting things happening for you. She says that the plans that you had originally for December at the end of the year are still there if you can get in sync with them. And she says there's something about a launch that you want to do in around February next year, where you really want to go for what's important to you. And she says just sort of changing the whole of you. And she talks about this whole makeover too. Okay. But it's this big launch that you want to do on the world. You know those programs where you do the makeover? Clearly, I haven't been on one, so I'm going to say that before the producer jumps on the show and says a comment to liven the proceedings up. But it's a bit like it is literally that. And she's talking about you just getting ready to go for it next year. And she says, look, you've been waiting long enough. You know we're with you all the way. Go for it. Go for it. And she keeps laughing because I don't know what you're doing with your perfume here, but she keeps changing your perfume around. So, you know, not only are you changing you, it's like you want to smell differently. So hopefully that's sensitive enough that I haven't offended you with my limited man skills. But the whole family are kind of with you. They're rooting for you as well. Now, for some bizarre reason, she's showing me a cow. And what are you saying here, my darling? You need to grow in confidence with my spiritual. Yes, she's talking about my master's degree, continuing with September. Oh, wow, child psychotherapy. How fantastic. We'd love to know more about that at some point. That'd be a great conversation. But she just says, go for it, and grow for it as well. So know that the whole family is rooting for you. They're giving you a tremendous amount of energy, because she says you're feeling a little bit better in yourself, and she says you're ready to get going. So I'm going to leave your family's love with you and say thank you so much for working with me there and speaking up. And I'm going to hand over to the wonderful talent that is my dear friend, Mr. Ashley Robinson.
Lovely evidence, Iain, and thank you, friends, for engaging with us. Now, my first communicator is a woman, and I'm looking for someone that would understand a woman who is family. This woman is talking about being mother, but she's also talking about being grandmother. She's showing me a wedding ring finger, and on the wedding ring finger is a yellow metal ring with a rock of some sort in the middle, similar white glass, perhaps diamond. Jen or Jane or Jeannie, is that noise. I was just hearing that name. I feel that's important. Also, the name Stan. Stan is important to her and you as the communicator. I feel like I've got a daughter that I'd be linking in with, but also my granddaughter. She said, my granddaughter's listening. My granddaughter's listening. Heart, okay. She's telling me that she's passed with heart failure. Okay, she's had heart-related problems. Dominic, lovely feedback there for Iain. That's great. Thank you. Okay, so someone's got here, mum or nan, with a link to Stan. Wasn't intending for that to rhyme. Mum with the link to Stan. She's passed with a heart-related condition. Her ring, I think her daughter's got my ring, this yellow metal ring with a rock and a stone. Sarah says that could be your mum. Let me know what you can say yes to. I want someone that can understand everything I've said. So if you're able to say yes, tell me that you understand everything I've said. Stanley is important. I don't know if it's an Uncle Stan or a great Uncle Stan. I had a great Uncle Stan, and he's showing himself to me now. I feel like it's the name that's important. AJ says Stan was my nan's son in heaven. Okay, I'm looking for someone to understand all of this. Okay, stay in, folks. Let's get some more information. Joanne says it sounds like her gran. May the 14th. May the 14th is important. I feel like I've got a birthday around May the 14th. Either side of that would be okay, because I'm also seeing the number 7. I've got a milestone. I don't know if I've got 14th and 17th, or they're circling on the calendar. The 14 to 17 would make sense. I'm pretty sure it's not the year of birth. We don't usually go that far back with mediumship, 14, 17. But 14 to 17 seems important. Stan die at 11 dog bit. Okay. Let's get some more information. Someone would understand all of this. Mum or nan with the heart-related condition, the link back to Stan, the wedding ring that's still in the family, that's been regifted. You have my ring. I feel like your granddaughter, her birthday is 21st of May. Thank you, AJ. Certainly, it's close to the 14th, but I feel like 14 to 17 was important. Now, obviously, I said I'm down in South London today. We're in Wimbledon, SW19, but I'm seeing a letter, the letter's relating to Streatham, like a postcode. Streatham, or St Wreatham if you're really posh in South London. Streatham is important to this lady as well. SW16. Okay, so Karen King says, I have my mum's ring, my daughter is Jodie, and Stan was my uncle. Okay, thank you, Karen, for that confirmation. I'm looking for the other significant things. I still feel like 1417 is important. 1417 May is important. See if I can get, I feel like mum's name would begin with the letter J. Juliet, Jean, Jean is with a go. I've got this j sounding noise. Now, I've got a 6-year-old boy, so apologies for phonetics. I've got them all in my head, and spirit just goes straight to them. I feel that she's a Jen or a Jane or a j. That is the name that I feel that she's trying to give forward. She's describing herself as, she's saying slightly overweight. She's about 5'6" in height. She's got a relatively small frame, although she's saying she's carrying a bit of weight. She's showing herself in round spectacles with like a yellow metal frame, and I've also got a bit of a sort of a perm style curl to the hair with this lady. I feel that she's presenting herself much younger than what she died. She's telling me in her 40s. She's talking about her curly hair in her 40s. But the brown hair, the brunette hair that this lady is showing is quite important to her. Colour was important. I feel like I dyed my hair as I got older. I wanted to try and keep my colour, and it was important to me. Okay, I've given quite a bit of information there. We'll see if anyone other than Karen, Karen, bless you, thank you for coming forward. I'm not sure I'm with you right now, Karen. Let's just see if anyone else understands that information. Okay. So Sam says, my great-grandma is Jean, and my nan is also Jean. Sam, are you able to understand the other things too? So if you are saying yes, folks, I want you to have understood the vast majority of the other things that I'm saying, like that heart-related condition, the anniversary in May around the 14th, linked to Stan. I'm with Stan. I think Stan is also in heaven. I'm with Stan. Possibly a relationship, but possibly like brother, like a sibling of her, which would be a great uncle to you. You would either be daughter or granddaughter, because she's talking about this link. Possibly understand as well. I've got roots and links to Streatham. Billy Joe Watt says, my mum's birthday is the 24th of May. Jeanette is her name. My great grandmother in spirit was Jean. I don't know how she died. Okay. Where am I? Okay. Sam says she can't take Stan. Right. Just trying to get her to come really close. She's giving me a little tipple of a drink. It's like a brown liquor, sherry sort of. Give it a taste. Well, I don't like sherry, but that's the sherry sort of taste. I feel that she would have enjoyed a little sherry. She's just given me this link. Okay, so I'm somewhere between Karen and Billy, I think. Karen and Billy and anyone else that was understand this information, I'm looking for you to still be in to understand everything else I've said. I've got some breadcrumbs back to Streatham. I've got this anniversary in May. I've got the heart-related condition. I've got Stan that's also in heaven with me. Boy, he's a baby boy. Right, my mum named Jenny. Stanley is her grandson. Hair curly, hearts, Jean, grandma, quite chubby. Okay, so Tracy, you're saying that you recognise the communicator as your mum. That's okay, Tracy. I think I am with you. So I know. Sorry, there were a couple of other ladies there. Right, Tracy said, that's my Tracy. My Tracy. Okay, thank you, Tracy. I'm with you. So you understand your mum, Jenny. She gave us that letter J. Stanley is her grandson. Hair curly. Heart, Jean, grandmother, quite chubby. Okay, you understand the communicator. Tracy, as she links in forward, then she was talking about baby boy. Okay, I know you just said that Stanley would be her grandson. I feel like I don't know how, don't tell me how old he is, but I feel that I've also got a baby boy either just been born or about to be born, because you were saying my baby boy. Possibly that was linked into Stanley. September, she was giving me there as an anniversary, Tracy, and she was just talking about excitement. I've got sort of blue confetti and blue balloons. Tracy, sorry. Tracy, maybe you'd understand it, Stacey. There could have been just me slipping, Tracy. Sorry, Tracy. As I'm linking in with you, then, and Mum's coming forward. She's talking about the importance of her hair and her love of the hair, of the having the curls and the colour just as she wanted. She's given me confirmation that heaven was everything she needed it to be, because she felt like she finally felt happier with her hair, and she was taking me back to her 40s, where that would make sense. Now, Tracy, she's talking about the importance of you maintaining your position right now, grandson. Okay, thank you, Tracy. She's talking about drawing this line in the sand. She says, hold your ground, maintain your position. Do not feel pressured into crossing that line. You've drawn the line in the sand. They must meet you halfway. She's putting her hands together. Now, this is almost like paper, scissors, and rock. And I've got the rock as being quite aggressive, but being suppressed by the paper. She's giving this symbolic. She's talking about what she's describing as a little bit of conflict, Tracy. And she's talking about you having the ability to suppress it. Okay. And this being quite important, you've drawn your line in your sand. Hold your ground, Tracy, hold your ground. Trust your instinct. It's really important that you continue to trust your instinct. You are right. You are right in this situation. Okay. She's talking about the excitement of the birthday in September. She's talking about the May one to come. She's talking about that being an anniversary and a milestone. I feel like the importance of middle May. And certainly for those of us in the UK, that's hopefully a milestone in the pathway out of lockdown. But I feel like I've got some fun. Sorry for coughing. Dad, any chance of some more water, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, Tracy. She was talking about this ring and a wedding ring, and she was talking about looking forward to a wedding. I feel there's been a postponed wedding. I know it's lockdown, isn't it? Lots of people have had to move on plans, but I feel like I've got an autumn to look forward to, an autumn as we approach out of August and into September. I've got the leaves sort of changing colour, and we've got this excitement of the wedding. So we enjoyed meat. Something, I don't know if there's something to do with her teeth, Tracy, you would understand. Feels like she's saying, I can chew my meat again. I don't know if there was something there. She was just giving me that analogy, almost like her teeth were going to fall out if she's lost a tooth. But she's talking about her enjoyment of family-style eating around the table. She's just giving some nice memories there. I feel there's been some effort to cook some meat. Looks almost like a pork loin or something like gammon, perhaps, with this pink the ham and the meat. And she was giving me these wonderful sort of smells with that and just enjoying that. Don't worry, Tracy. Don't worry. I'm listening. They're listening. You've got this, Tracy. You've absolutely got this, she said. I'm listening to you. We're trying to answer your prayers. You've asked for that steer. You've asked for that. Okay, Tracy? Okay. Was your mum communicating? Loves her hair, but it's a little bit shorter, and she's just enjoying that, feeling the volume of her lovely hair. Tracy, this woman was claiming to be your mother, and Tracy, that was your message. Thank you very much. Mr. Iain Mason, over to you.
Thanks, Ash. Thanks very much indeed. It's normally me that gets the messages to do with hair, because I think it's like a spiritual sense of humour somewhere, right? It's always the way it goes. Yeah. So, okay, and that was just a great message there. What a lovely bit of support there for Ash from Lulu there. Thank you, Lulu, for that. That's very, very sweet of you. And good evening, Maureen. Good evening to you too. Now, I'm just aware of this lady that joins me. And she's in a hospital bed, bless her. And I know that she passes of cancer. And the way that she looks at me, she looks very, very slight, almost without wishing to upset anybody, but quite innocent and childlike, and very, very slight. And she just gives me this feeling that she passes of a breast cancer condition. But when I say breast cancer condition, it has to be either a breast cancer that's come back, or breast cancer was the primary condition that got diagnosed, and there's a secondary cancer condition that comes back. I know that she's here, and I know that she's feeling very fragile. She's particularly poorly in her tummy, so I know that all the medication and things that were going on with her wouldn't have agreed with her system. And it was almost like, without this sounding, awful, but, kind of choose your poison. But she just gives me that in the sense that we know chemo is quite, powerful. So I'm just aware of these drugs playing havoc with her system. But she's just coming through here, and she feels very, very much like mum. And she's just urging people to move on with their relationships. And it's this feeling that she's given me is that somebody is holding back. She keeps mentioning the name Mark to me, and she keeps giving me the number 36 as well. But she's just saying that it's really, really important that we all move on. Now, she's just making me aware of a daughter that would link for her as well, but somebody that would have been very daughter-like. So Tina is just joining us and saying, that sounds like my daughter. Okay, Tina, can you just let me know if you understand why she comes forward saying I'm mum? Because she's saying mum to me, mum, mum, mum. Now, it is possible that I have misunderstood. It's always my understanding. It goes a bit wonky. It's never the communication. But she's just coming forward here. But I know that she really would have, I was about to say, did fight for a long time. And she just gives me this feeling, Tina, if you understand this, is that, we really thought that we were getting out of the woods. And then in a routine follow-up consultation, there was just something that somebody picked up. and queried it. It wasn't even obvious. And unfortunately, this was where it came back with a second kind of visit for her. She's just got this amazing, gentle smile, and she's incredibly brave. And she says that, do you know what? I made the point that this wasn't going to get me down. And bless her, she's smiling through the grimace of everything that she was going through from time to time. I don't say that to upset you. It's just that this is quite important to the message, because she's just saying, look, always hold on, always hold on. Okay, yeah. Okay, you're her mum. Okay, but do you understand that she's mum, my darling, too? I just want to make sure that I get this right. And she keeps wanting to put 36 on her house here, so I know the number 36 relates significantly as a milestone. She's tapping me on the shoulder, and she's saying Daddy's with her as well. But this doesn't feel like her dad. This feels like your dad. Now I've got another lady that's tapping me on the shoulder here as well, that would have passed of a heart attack, and quite a quick passing as well. But she's saying that she's Nan. So if you can let me know that you understand this as well. Okay, you understand that the cancer came back. Now she's saying to me here, my darling, that as she comes forward here, she's just making me aware that there was something that she either tried to clear up or give peace to, or get an ending to before she passes. And I'm struggling to understand what she's trying to impart here to me to pass on to you. But it's almost like, I just didn't want to fight anymore. And this isn't to do with the cancer. This is just to do with things in the family that were going on. And it just makes me feel that there was either some sort of sibling rivalry or that kind of a feeling where there was a falling out, and it really wasn't worth it in the scheme of life and death, as she puts it for me. So if you can let me know if you understand that, because it's like she's just trying to pour that oil on the waters just to smooth them out. She keeps saying to me here that she kept feeling cold, but she is so grateful that she had the cuddles, if you like, the hugs. And she just keeps making me aware of this, what looks to me like a pale blue blanket that was put over her, kind of like a knitted type of one. But she just wants you to, at the moment, Tina, just get this strength to mark her passing and put the flowers down with bravery, and to remember how she lives, not how she dies, because she's talking about, hey, it's nearly celebration time for me. And she's just saying, I just want to be remembered with the sun shining. And she says, that's really important to do. And she says, if you do that, everybody will feel better. Now, I know we're around the Easter time right now, and I know it's obviously Easter Sunday today, but she is showing me daffodils, and daffodils are important. And she's also trying to draw a connection here with Wales as well, because she says there's Welsh links for the family and connections too. She says that she knows that you're not finding this easy, my love. She understands that this reading, yes, we had a chilling out. Okay. All right, but she's just sort of pouring that oil on the water, and she's saying, it really doesn't matter. But she's just sort of coming here to offer, as I say, these flowers, and they are a peace offering at the same time. But this point in the year has to be relevant as well. But she just says, no more tears, and she's just talking about an anniversary coming up for her, and just wanting to be celebrated and remembered in the family there. She's aware that she went too soon before her time, but she says that there's somebody that lives on with my name as a second name. My name passes down. It's been passed on since she's passed, and she's just watching this little girl grow up, and she says there's a little bit of me that's with her. So do let me know if you can understand that. But she says, Mum, put your best foot forward. It's your time to step forward as well. And although she sees it in the way of coming out of your comfort zone, what she wants you to do is to start taking the chances out of the home that you want to do for yourself and getting on. And she's making reference to relationships here and those being stronger for you. And she's just saying, go with it. Things aren't always normal as what we expect. They do take different turns, but go with it. I feel that you'll be pleasantly surprised. And with that, I'm going to leave your daughter's love with you. She's got such a lovely, lovely energy. She's really, really warm. And it's important that I express that to you really, really overly, because that's how she wants to pass it on to you. So I'll leave your daughter's love with you and say thank you for stepping forward as I pass you back to the lovely Ashley Robinson.
That's a lovely message, Iain. Thank you, friends. And my next communicator is being accompanied, chaperoned. Okay, I've got a young boy communicating, and I've got a woman with him claiming to be grandma. Okay, now this younger boy is with his nan. I think it might be great nan, Nana. He's calling it Nana. This boy doesn't feel much older than my own son, around 6. He's chatting, he's fun. He's got beautiful eyes, beautiful blue eyes, and I'm sort of magnetised by them. I'm quite drawn in to these eyes. He's certainly under 10. My lad's quite big for 6, somewhere between 6 or 7. You said 9. 9, I feel it was important. Tube. He's finished end of life, and he's had a tube with 2 tubes up his nose. It irritated me. Said he wants to pinch my nose. He's very playful as he plays with me. Now he's given me the letter C over his body. I'm asking about cause of death, and I think he's talking about a cancerous type condition, although I affected the back of my head and my neck, it feels, in particular around the back of my head. I'm looking for someone to understand this young man who's passed to the spirit world family. You'd recognize him as family. You'd also recognize this older lady with him, either as grandmother or grandma. Feel like I've got the letter D with him as well. I don't know if it's Danny, because I'm getting Danny, David, I've got D is important to him. Hospital. I think I've been in and out of hospital, and he's showing me the skull and crossbones over him. I don't know if he's talking about either dressing up as a pirate. No, it's the poison. Something about poison. I feel like I've been poisoned. Okay, this has got into my blood, and I feel that I've had an infection of some sort while being in hospital. Right, Anne, you say this sounds like your nephew, tumour in top of the neck. Okay, Anne, are you able to confirm his name was David? Okay, thank you for that. And Anne, if you're able to confirm any other things I said there about him having a grandmother figure in the spirit world as well, possibly that I've been coupled by infections while I've been in the hospital. He's talking about she couldn't get a break, and it felt like it was inoperable. They couldn't take it out of me, and I feel like I've had some sort of aggressive treatment. I tried to obliterate it. I've tried to obliterate it, but I feel that I've become poorly. My immune system. David, you'd understand. Yes, okay, thank you. And so you understand, David. And I think I am with you. Your nephew, David, in the spirit world family. My nana, Florence. Okay, you'd understand. Then the grandmother figure, Florence. Okay. Right, Anne, there's 2 different communicators there. Anne is saying he passed from sepsis. Okay, that'd be the blood poisoning. So Anne, I think I am with you. My mum is there, fought for 3 years. Okay, thank you, Anne. Great confirmation. Try not to give me too much information. 2 reasons. I'm a very well-fed medium. Lockdown has not been kind to my body either, but also I want to try and give you some evidence. But it's great confirmation, and she'd understand Mum, this grandmother figure there. Yeah, the fight in and out of hospital. I feel like I've got better before I've got worse. And he's talking about particularly at the end of life. I feel like I've conflict, cancer. Feel like I'm beating cancer. And he's giving me almost like he's punching cancer, like a person, to this point that I've gone out of hospital and I felt good, I felt stronger, but I've suddenly become unwell. And there's this sort of skull and crossbones, this sort of poison of my blood on the inside. And I feel I've been consumed very quickly at the end, after a battle of some years in and out of hospital. Okay, thank you for that confirmation there, Anne. Right, as he steps forward, he's got obviously your understanding. Then he's got this woman that is looking after him. It's important to say that he is absolutely great. Okay, I'm great, he said. I'm absolutely great, but I didn't want to go. But now I'm here. I don't want to leave here. I'm home. I'm home in heaven, okay? That place I call heaven, the spirit world. Chelsea's saying you think you might understand them as well. I think I am with Anne, Chelsea, but you say you recognise someone that had a brain tumour and grandmother with him, okay? Chelsea, hang on and stand by. I am with Anne at the moment. Okay, Anne's given me confirmation there that you thought he would be okay. Yeah, that's what he's saying. And I feel like I'm in and out of hospital, like a roller coaster. I've had these highs and lows. And I feel I've had this campaign. I feel like I've gained new friends. You'd understand this sort of like community campaign. People have wanted me to do well. And I feel like I'm having lots of names of people being read to me, people wanting me to get well, people that are strangers. And he's talking about the fact that he wanted to thank those people. He felt that he was unable to while he was alive. And he was talking about it, making it a mission. He wanted to give service back. He wanted to visit all those people and bless them in any way he could. He's got such a lovely heart of gold, this little boy, David, okay. It wasn't fun. It was not a fun experience, but I had fun. I had fun along the way. I felt that there were good people behind me. I feel like I've got parents and I've got family behind me, enabling me, giving me opportunities to do. I feel that I've had at least two birthdays in hospital, but I've had periods out and I feel like I've been able to get out. I feel my immune system is quite weak and there was risk of me going out, but I felt like being out in the fresh air was really important to me. And Annie's just giving it confirmation that, this lady, yes, raising funds, thank you for that. She was there for me and she was like my Nightingale nurse. She was like my Florence Nightingale nurse. She looked after me and I felt that in that transmission, I was unconscious, okay? And he's saying that I was unconscious before I passed away, but I felt like I was in a limbo. She was there. She was talking to me and she was talking about my body being unable to recover from this. I feel I've had some type of treatment, maybe an antibiotic of some sort, because he's talking about like a line into me. He did 2 birthdays, come out for the 3rd. Okay, thank you for that confirmation, Anne. And he's recognizing that and he's just talking about the fact that he heard people and he heard the messages. I promised to be a good boy, he says. I promised to be a good boy. I feel like that was Mum's closing words to me, be a good boy. He says I was, and you would recognise this lady, this aunt figure, but it's grandmother sort of age, just looked after me, and she helped me walk away, and she's helped me do the things. I want to continue to give service. I have a life after life, he said, and it's really important. He's sort of understanding Easter and resurrection for a whole different way. He says, there is no death. Look, I'm communicating now. I am here. I'm here to tell you there is no death. Death is nothing at all. There is a life after this life, and I give you confirmation of my life after life. I am vibrant. I am with you. I love the fact that you in particular talk to me in the same familiar way. It brings me very close to you. And although I have no physical body, my energy, my personality feels like it takes on this sense. Now, obviously, he's using me as his medium, putting these words into my head. He loves this. He's energized by this, beautiful eyes and a really cheeky little grin. He's still got a cheeky little smile. Continue. Okay. Yes, Hitman line. We were there 100% on. He was never scared. Very forthgoing. I didn't want to die, but now I'm here. I realise there's no death. There's a big point to that. He's sort of flying the flag for this. He's recognising you as an ambassador for him with Mum. Okay. And as I've got this woman here that you would recognise as a mother figure to you, she's sort of like diplomat. And we're putting you, Anne, on a diplomatic mission. Continue to fly the flag of life after life. Share the truths of my life after life. My personality as I try to give you that. Cheeky boy always. Thank you, Anne. Something about football. And I feel like I've got a red football shirt of some sort, but it's not my team. But I feel like I've been given this shirt and I'm in a photo. He's talking about being in a photo with this red football shirt. And like, this isn't my team. But it was a really nice shirt. He liked the shirt and he felt like it had been gifted or donated to him. And he's just showing me this picture and he's saying it was funny because it wasn't even my team, but I loved it. I loved the shirt. I love you, Anne. I love you and I love my family. Share my knowledge of my life after life. Know that I feel their love here and I send my love back, Anne. Okay. He was just saying he was aware of some anxiety with you, Anne. Oh, God, don't. We love Chelsea. He's Liverpool. Okay. The red and the blue. There we go. You understand the importance of that. He was saying, Anne, try not to worry about it. Try not to worry in particular about the thing that hasn't happened yet. You can't control it, but you can control your reaction to it. Ask for that courage, and I will be there. You are courageous. I will be there to walk with you. Recognize that you can't change this, but when it comes, you'll be ready to react. That wisdom, you'll understand that difference. Very much like the Serenity Prayer. I've actually got it in front of me. So read it. He said, read the Serenity Prayer. Okay, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. He's just pointing at it. He's sort of standing next to me in the lecture, and he's like, I love that. I love that. Anne needs that at the moment. She knows it's coming, but she can't control it. She can only react to it. And he says, you've got that. I don't know if you're Aunt. Yes, you are Auntie Anne, aren't you? You saw my nephew. You've got this, Auntie Anne. You've got this. Thank you. You like this one? He just said, come on the blues. He's swapping sides. Okay, Anne, that was your message from David. Pass on that message. Tell Mum and Dad I love them. I'm okay. Conflict. There's a little bit of conflict there to resolve. He said, I'm with them. Continue to talk to me in that same familiar way, and I will be with you, Anne. I will walk with you, Auntie Anne, and we will walk together, and we'll face whatever you've got coming up. Don't sweat the small stuff. Onwards, upwards, forwards. You've got this, Auntie Anne. You've got this, okay? Anne, that was young David giving you that message. There's this woman in the spirit world that you'd understand as well. She's got this cancerous type condition too, and she was just sending you a love. She's absolutely okay. She's with him, and she met him from this world to the next world, okay? Really important. And Iain, I think that you're possibly with the same communicator, because there was a Chelsea a moment ago that recognised someone also with a brain tumour, and he's kicking a ball about, young David, up in what I call the waiting room in heaven, working with my guides at the moment. And it feels like, as I was about to hand over that baton, he was talking about you recognising this football. And he's like, now pass on the baton, I'll kick the football to him. He's going to communicate with Iain. It's another young man that has had this tumour in the back of the head, and they're sort of comparing scars and war stories and having some fun there. Anne was just saying she totally understands. Thank you. Come on, the blues. We'll pass the message on. Thank you, Anne. God bless. And I'll now kick the ball to Iain. We'll pass on that next message. If you're not with this young man in Chelsea, I can always go back to you later. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much, Ash. Wow, that was some work. It's funny, Ash, actually, that you say that about the communicator, because I was just thinking, I was as a function with your family, and our lovely Ivan was there, and my son went up to him, and Ivan, in his true fashion, turned to him and went, Charlie, what team do you support? And he went, Arsenal. And he said, never mind. So the whole blue and the red thing carried on there, as it always does with Ivan. So yeah, it's really funny. So I'm going to ask our lovely producer if he can bring Chelsea's comment back for us. And Chelsea, can you just let me know, send a quick message in, my darling, let me know if you are still with us. Hopefully you are. We don't want to lose you yet. Yeah, okay, Chelsea's there. How wonderful. Great. So Chelsea, you are with us. That's fantastic. And you're saying he had a brain tumour and grandmother with him. Okay. So Chelsea, these are past comments, so can you just let me know that you are still with us? Okay. I know that. Okay, that's great. Hiya, Chelsea. So do you understand everything that Ash said there, or do you just understand certain bits? If you can just say some or all, because I just want to see where I'm going.
And I think, Ian, as I was sort of linking in that communique, I feel there was so many similarities between this boy, and then he was talking about the Liverpool and the Chelsea, and then Chelsea sort of come in, and he was like, yeah, she'll understand that. She'll understand this boy that's here as well. We're just having this sort of kick around. So I think she would recognise a boy that's passed with this cancerous type condition, and charities and fundraising. They're comparing the love of community.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Ash. Thanks. So, yeah, you understand most of it, Chelsea. Okay. Do you understand why your little lad keeps putting up the M, the letter M for me, please? And he's just taken me to a July birthday that he wants to acknowledge. So if I'm with you, do put on your listening ears, my darling. And let me just see where I'm going with this, because where are you going in July? Okay, he keeps saying 13 to me. But he's also acknowledging the July birthday. But with him, I've got this feeling of issues to do with his legs, but he's talking about mobility with him. And I almost feel that I was either like a spectator or I was taken to things because I couldn't do them on my own, but it was so that he couldn't miss out. So do let me know if this is making sense to you. I've gone actually quite cold right now. So it's just this sort of presence with him. His personality is just a little bit slower than Ash's communicator. He's a little more, I'm going to use the word shy because that's how it feels for me coming forward. I know that he would be very pleased to see you because he wants to put his arms around you. And I do get this feeling of never wanting to let go. So does that make sense for you, my love? Do let me know if it does. And he's also talking about a fella. Yeah, he was very weak towards the end. Yeah, but he keeps saying to me how he was never let down and he still enjoyed the things that he did. And the way that he's showing it to me is he was taken places so that he didn't miss out until the point towards the very end where he just wasn't well enough to kind of be out, if you understand that. But it's just that he really, really enjoyed everything that he could. And he keeps putting this letter M up. And I feel like I need to acknowledge a Mark here that's walking. I get the sense with him as well that there must be Dad who would either be very, very busy or is making a point of making himself overly busy because it's a bit like the demons come back with his passing, bless him, and Dad doesn't cope very well. But he said, Dad's away. Okay, and you understand. That's wonderful. And you know, he's really, really gentle. Yeah, you took him everywhere he wanted. Yeah, and there's just this gratitude that comes forward. But it feels that Dad would have almost had to, I'm going to say the way he's making me feel is work my fingers to a bone, because I feel that, you know, bless him, poor old Dad, he could have hopped in the bed next to me and had a kip because he was that tired from juggling everything. He said he was very busy with work and it's like he wants to pop him in a lorry and make him do lots of miles. So, okay, my darling. Yeah, he's really got that. And I know that he looks down on Dad, and I, you know, my love and healing goes out to Dad and to you as well. And it's funny because as he comes forward here, he's twiddling a flower. Now, I'm going to do my very best to say this. It looks like a chrysanthemum. Now, a bit like a lot of things in my life, I wouldn't know what one of those was if it slapped me round the face twice. But he's showing me this chrysanthemum. But he's just showing me this bunch of flowers that look like a pinky whitey colour, and he's just loving the vibrant colours of them. But he makes me feel that these are recent flowers that have been given, and he makes me feel like they are with you. So whether they're in the garden or they've been given to you, I don't know. And he's just said to me begonias. Now, it's like he's become a flower expert. It's really funny. But these chrysanthemums seem to be quite important here. I get the feeling as well that he would have been a healer for Dad. It's almost, bless Dad, as Dad was with him right at the very end there, it's a bit like, don't worry, Dad, I'll be all right. And he just gave me that feeling that it was actually not Dad comforting him, that he was comforting Dad. And please don't take this in the wrong way, because he does give it in jest. He says, soppy old sod. And it's just him and his way of passing his love back to his dad, not wanting his dad to suffer. Now, he keeps talking about how Dad still has these thoughts about what to get him for his birthday, because I know Ash was mucking about with the football kits there, but there must be a team for him. Delilah was his granddad. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, Dahlia. Pardon you. Pardon me, even. Dahlia was his granddad. Okay, well then, apologies, I got the flowers wrong, but it was just these flowers that he kept showing for me here. Would you also understand that his granddad and his connection, because just as you mentioned, granddad there would have either been quite a weak link for him, or granddad wasn't. How can I put this? Granddad wasn't sort of fully here of himself, full mind, if you like, to sort of do and spend the time and have the conversations with your son, so his grandson, that he would have liked, because he's just sort of saying that they had limited time together, and he's got the fondest memories of being indoors, sitting on his knee. But he said that there was a bond there was a bond, and it was just very strong, but it was just that kind of loving bond, because we didn't sort of go out and do all these things together. But he's just saying to me here, it doesn't matter. He's just saying to you at the moment, he says, Chelsea, that he wants to send some healing to your knees. This is your boy, okay? And he's just saying to me at the moment, he's aware that you've been struggling a little bit, and he just wants to send some healing to your knees. He's talking to me here about Dad having an issue to do with his shoulder, and bless him, it's like he wants to heal the family. He's coming back down still to look after you all. And he keeps putting up the number 10 for me. So if that makes sense for you, please let me know. Now, let me just understand what he's doing here, because he's starting to show me other things. Okay. Now, Chelsea, I don't know how I can put this to you other than just to come straight out with it. But he says he's up there with a sister. He says, my sister's up here with me. Charlie was always with his granddad. Okay, that's great. It's definitely like a really loving bond that he gave. But your boy's just saying that he's up there with his sister. So, you know, if that's a very personal thing for you, you don't have to come forward with the information. But if you could just let me know whether you understand that, that'd be great. And I know that they've come together for you. That's what I want to say. Now, my darling, would you understand your mum having a birthday around this time, please? Just let me know if you understand that. Because I've got a picture of my nan up on my wall here, and he keeps taking my attention to her as well. So I want to go later on into April, but he's just saying to me around now, but probably into maybe the early 20s of April. That's where he's taking me. And he's just talking about how the flowers will be put down for her. He's just acknowledging that, and it's a bit like a family pilgrimage, like an homage, like a Hajj, you know, where we all kind of make the journey to what feels to me like the Garden of Remembrance. And he's just acknowledging that as well. But he said that he would be there with you. He says that it's been 10 years since he passed. Okay, my darling. He was quite specific about that 10. No sister. Okay. Okay. So I don't know whether you're aware, my darling, but it's just sometimes when we get a baby that just doesn't touch the earth plate. But you understand the April date. That's fantastic. He's talking as well. Although he took a bit of time to get there, he was he is, but in the physical, he was what I want to say, a really caring little lad, and that's why with his personality, he wanted to talk a lot about the family there. And it's no surprise to me that Ash has said, you know, Iain, what are you doing with this guy? Because, you know, he wouldn't have wanted to have lost this opportunity to come through to actually have this sort of chance to be with you. But he's just saying to me this. Thursday, so what are we today? Sunday. On Thursday, he says, you were sitting in the bedroom, and he just gives me this impression of you getting ready, fiddling around with your hair. And he's saying how you were thinking about things and thinking about him, but you felt him come in to you. And he's talking about there was either a knock or something went over. So you get that kind of noise that goes something like that. and he was just letting you know that he was around you. Okay, that's fine, my darling. But would you understand why he says that he was with you on Thursday? Because he says you were thinking about the family, and he says just as you were doing that and you were having these reflective thoughts, he came in to let you know it was there, but he gives me this impression that he either knocked or something went over. But he said that you thought you heard something, and he wants you to know that he did. Okay, that's great. All right. So just understand that he is with you all. He's still as close to you as he always was, because he's still around, you see. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay. He's fiddling when he was younger with some sort of brooch or something that you would have had on you. Do you know what? I can't quite make out whether he's showing me a necklace or like a brooch or something there that you would wear. But it's just like he's mesmerized by something. And it's about a question of either faith or connection. It doesn't matter what religion is. It's just that he's talking about having the faith. And he's just saying to you, look, you know, just keep an eye on Dad for me and tell Dad to have the faith. So I'm going to leave his love with you and say thank you to Ash for bringing him through to make sure that I gave you that reading. And thank you for having that reading. Thanks, Ash.
Thank you, Iain. And Chelsea, it was just your last communicator. It was just making me aware of the trees and being up in the trees. And he was saying, I don't understand this like it's a campaign, but save the trees, save the trees. He was sort of waving this flag, almost like a Greenpeace flag. But I feel like he enjoyed being in trees. And there's this tree, and he was just about save the trees. Okay, Chelsea. Lovely message from Iain there. Okay, now my next communicator is giving me these links across the pond to the United States, and he's showing me Memphis on the map. Memphis. He is. Wouldn't it be great if it was the king? I've got this guy linked to rock and roll. But Elvis is a strong link. It's not Elvis Presley. That'd be wonderful, wouldn't it, if Elvis? But Elvis is Priscilla. Okay, take me to Memphis. Links there. I've got links in and around Tennessee and Kentucky and that south. He's showing me a bottle of Maker's Mark bourbon. Okay, give me that lovely taste, and I feel I would have enjoyed sipping that. He's showing me on like a porch on a white chair. Okay, so this man that is communicating, Chelsea says it's definitely Elvis. Listen, Chelsea, if you could take him, I'll give him to you. This man that's communicating, I'm a big fan of Elvis, and I feel although there's hundreds of miles between me and him, he felt like a local hero. I've got this taste of Maker's Mark. I've got this sitting on the porch. And I feel that I've got this rocking chair, and I'm sort of rocking on this chair, and I'm drinking my Maker's Mark, and I'm enjoying that. I've got these links in and around Kentucky and Memphis. I've got this gorgeous little dog, which is almost bourbon sort of covered, almost like a whiskey sort of colour to the fur, relatively small dog, a lady dog. That's the most polite way we can say it on Facebook tonight, isn't it? Female dog. And I feel I've got links between the dog and Elvis, almost like the dog, but the dog is the queen. Chelsea says she'll have him. I bet you would. Okay, my Uncle Steve is a huge Elvis fan, says Tarot with the Ghost of Carmack Healer. Okay, right. This man is family. I want you to take the rocking chair, the porch, Maker's Mark, the whiskey, the links to... It's more than just links. I feel like I've got roots in Memphis. No, it's not Memphis. I've got roots in Tennessee and Kentucky on the border. Joanne Wood says, Jack Daniels sounds like my husband, Leo. Okay. What are you saying? This man is a granddad. Okay. He's now showing me standing on the porch, and he's got a little waistcoat on, a little white shirt, and he's got a little pocket watch in the right-hand side. He's just taking up this silver grey metal looking watch, looking at this watch, and I feel like I'm drinking with my left hand. Okay, I'm drinking with this one, and I'm enjoying the porch. Lots of links around that area. Okay, peach iced tea he's just given me. I'm not connecting anymore. Okay, thank you, Taro. Sorry I'm not with you. Grandad. This man is Grandad. Rhiannon says she gets America and a mail and the drink. Okay, Rhiannon. I get that, but not the pocket watch. Okay. The left hand drinking, because I'm right-handed, I was drinking with my right hand, and he wanted to change my hand. Okay, so the watch could be symbolic about time, but if you'd understand this sort of left-hand dominance, I feel that was the thing he was trying to show me there. And I'm a fan of Elvis, I'm a fan of the Queen. I've got this little dog with me as well, who's the Queen, not the King, almost like Priscilla the dog. That was Elvis's daughter, wasn't it, Priscilla? His wife, there we go. Thank you, Richard, for correcting me. It shows my mum really critical. My mum was a big Elvis fan. I can't believe I got that wrong. Okay, so Priscilla would have been his queen. Okay, that makes more sense then about the dog being the queen. I don't know if I've named my dog Priscilla, perhaps. Right, let's get something more. Right. I feel like I want to tap out a beat. I've got the musicality, not me, I'm tone deaf. But I've got this sort of guy, he's wanting to really he's getting my hips moving, he's quite fun. He's a real fun guy, and I feel like he could almost make a beat out of anything, and he sort of just wants me to get into rhythm. And he's very confident with it. It's not exactly dirty dancing, but he's coming up behind me and he's put his hands on my hips and he's just sort of moving my hips and he's just like, go with the music. And he's just almost like he can tap out the beats. Do, 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 do. He's like, really enjoys the musicality. And I feel that right for his body, like music was a big part of his life. Time. Okay, I'm asking about the pocket watch. So did Rhiannon understand everything else apart from the pocket watch? So I feel the pocket watch is symbolic for time. Okay. Well, this pocket watch is talking about being broken. Look at the time. He's telling me, look at the time. It's almost 3:15 on this watch, about 3:13. So Rhiannon says, yeah, he liked music. Okay, Rhiannon, perhaps I'm with you. I'm not sure. I'm asking him. I'm not sure. He's not saying he doesn't know. I've not got that direct link. So if there are other people still listening, keep in touch. But Rhiannon, let's see. He had guard dogs. Rhiannon said, "You understand the music. You understand the drink." Time to act. Time to act. This 3:13, 3:13, 13 minutes past 3. What he's showing me on the watch. I feel that symbolic. I'm asking about cause of death. I don't know if he's talking about his time of death that he was just trying to. No, it's the time that you woke up thinking about me. He said, time you woke up Thursday at 3:13. You woke up. Felt like I was with you. I was close to you on Thursday at 3:13. His heart. Okay, so this man would have passed with a heart-related condition, limiting. You said it limited me, and then it took me. My heart took me. I died of a broken heart. So I died of a broken heart. Richard, can you just flash up the other comments that Rhiannon had made? I'm just asking him for confirmation. Rhiannon understood the dogs and the music. Get that, but not the pocket watch. Yeah, I think that was about the time, the 3:13. Get America and a mail and the drink. Okay. Rhiannon, hopefully you understand the other things I said. I don't know if it was you then that woke up on Thursday at 3:13. It's quite specific. It's giving me that information. I don't even know what the date of it is now. I've been off with the kids for already a week, and I've lost all track of time and days as they come up. I think it's Easter Sunday, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. I should know. I'm in church. It's Easter Sunday. He didn't die from his heart, but he's had heart issues. Okay, Rhiannon, I think that makes perfect sense because he was talking about it being limiting, wasn't it? Limited my life. Okay, Rhiannon, as I'm linking in with you, and I know I've got all these links to America, but I feel like I'm flying the American flag alongside the Scottish flag. So not the Union Jack, but the Scottish flag, independent of that. I know I've got the bourbon, but I've also got the Scotch and the malt whiskey. He's talking about malt of the moment. Thursday's malt of the moment, almost as would have done a different malt whiskey. And I feel I've got these links with him and you back to Scotland as well. Okay, and as he communicates him, pride. I'm very proud of you, Rhiannon. I'm very proud of you, he's saying. I'm proud of you because of the way you've just handled that situation with the young lady, okay? Talking about the young lady, because it took moral courage. This wasn't in your best interest, Rhiannon. He said, not in your best interest at all. It wasn't going to make your life any better or any easier, but it was the right thing to do, Rhiannon, and you did it. You stepped up when other people ran for cover, and it feels like he said, I'm proud of you for showing that moral courage. You knew what needed to be done, and importantly, you knew what needed to be said. Okay, ignore the Scottish link then, Rhiannon. Proud of you. Maybe it's just that malt. He enjoys the bourbon. He's giving that links to Scotland. He's talking about Thursday's more of the moment. There's also that Thursday 313. Hopefully, Rhiannon, you understand this conflict where you have been the person. It's my father-in-law, my partner's dad. Okay, thank you, Rhiannon. You understand this? He's calling it conflict, like an issue that you have sorted out. You have resolved, Rhiannon, and he's just talking about his pride in you for the way that you have behaved, because he's saying their behavior has been far from perfect, and you have acted on instinct, and you've acted because it was the right thing to do. Very well done. Very well done. Okay. My boy. Okay. Boy, decisions. Okay, my boy's got decisions to make. And he makes good decisions, effective decisions. I know that because of the decision he made to spend his life with you. You know that was his best decision. He said best decision because you bring out the best in him. You tease it out and you keep it out. You keep him at his true and authentic self more of the time, and I like that. I see how natural he is with you. It feels that, I think it's professional. It feels that there is a corporate facade or a corporate role that he has to play, and he doesn't feel he's able to bring his true strengths, his natural strengths, the things that he's good at, the things that he likes doing all of the time. It feels that that's suppressed slightly. He's talking about my boy's vision being tarnished by that, unable to fully be himself all of the time. But Rhiannon is talking about the importance of you bringing that out. I had an issue with a female neighbour. Okay, Rhiannon, thank you for the confirmation. He said, you said what needed to be said. It would have been easier to have said nothing. Take it on the chin, but you knew that they needed to be challenged. He made a big decision. He got sober 3 years ago. Okay, you understand then he's talking about the effective decisions. You're a big part of bringing out that true and authentic self, and he's proud of you, the way you've resolved the situation. I want to sound proud of my boy. Problem. I enjoyed a drink, and on occasion I enjoyed a drink. I enjoyed drinks too often, too many a time, and sometimes that brought out what he's describing as detriments of his character, and he's recognizing that all of the wonderful things about what he sees as he looks back on his life, he sees that his son, as a piece of fruit, did not fall too far from the tree, but there was some detriments of his character, your father-in-law's character. He said he saw in some behaviors in his son, and he's proud of his son, recognizing that while he is alive, the opportunity to spring back accepting a pathway, and importantly, recognizing something bigger than himself, because it's his dad, your father-in-law, Rhiannon, that's saying he didn't see all that while he was alive. Okay, it's taken for him to die, to look back on his life and detriments of his characters. He rolls them up now. He's talking about his boy. I'm proud of you, my boy. Keep making the right decisions, one day at a time, one step at a time, with Rhiannon together. Really important there. I love you both. I love you both. And it's important I say that. I feel that some of that didn't flow as easy as the whiskey, didn't flow as easy as the bourbon. My emotions, my feelings. I feel like I'm unzipping my mouth and I'm bringing out more of my feelings. These are things I wish I'd said more of while I was alive. Okay, Rhiannon? He said, I love you. And I'm so proud of him and I'm proud of you. Keep being there for each other. Keep being authentic and true to each other, and then portray your true and authentic self. That in it itself is powerful. But what you've done for him, Rhiannon, through that service is shown him unconditional love. And what his father is saying is that sometimes there were conditions attached to the love he experienced before he met you, and feeling that unconditional love has been very powerful. I'm sorry for the nuisance that I was sometimes, he says. I love you both. Okay, Rhiannon, that was your father-in-law giving you that message. And Mr. Iain Mason, I'll hand over to you.
Thanks, Ash. Wow, that was a cracking message. I'm sure, Rhiannon, you enjoyed it. Oh, hang on, my producer just said something in my ear there. Mr. Producer, what did you say? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the service or the demonstration this evening. So I'm going to pass you back to the lovely Ashley Robinson, who's going to bring some very lovely and comforting closing words. Thank you very much indeed, Ash.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight, live from Wimbledon Spiritualist Church and in the south of the UK with Iain. I've deliberately not said where he is in case he doesn't want me to, but I can tell you I'm in Wimbledon today. It's south of Wimbledon. Folks, what a wonderful weekend. I know that some of you have been attending lots of the Hydesville events on Zoom and other bits and pieces. And just imagine now, what we consider spiritualism, my faith. I'm proud to call myself a spiritualist medium, but just imagine doing these messages with rappings and tappings and knocks. There would have probably been a lot more questions as you started to communicate with that intelligent energy back in Hydesville, back in those days when those wonderful Fox sisters understood that energy as an intelligence energy, as they started to understand that the person who had been in that house and had died had not truly died. Their body had been finished with, their vessel was gone, but that intelligent energy, that personality, that soul, that was the difference between that man, the peddler in Hydesville house, and the intelligence in that personality, for it was his personality and in his consciousness that went on to survive. That was the change he went through, that change we call death. And as he started to work with those Fox sisters, he realized that with that energy, he could communicate. And I believe that heaven, the afterlife, the spirit world is a wonderful, beautiful place, everything we need it to be. I feel blessed to work with the energy that I call spirit and the power behind spirit tonight. It's been blessed to work with Iain. And what a great blessing to be able to pass on messages from our friends and family, to share their knowledge of life after death, and for me and Iain to share our knowledge and truths of spiritualism as we've seen them. Iain, anything you'd like to comment about Hydesville?
No, I mean, other than, what would it be if they hadn't stood with the faith of everything that they knew, taken those actions that they've done? Sometimes we have that scenario where, if you haven't rung somebody, ladies and gentlemen, but you did make the effort and unbeknown to you, it had twice the impact that you could ever thought it was. Just think, if somebody hadn't stood firm with their beliefs, what we would all be missing out on now. The comfort, the peace, the love, the closure, the joy, the celebration that this brings, including one time where I blew a pregnancy in a reading nobody knew about, and it came out and the whole family were there. But you know what, I'm laughing about that. But in all seriousness, there's that joy and that fantastic side too. But more importantly, I'm sure it's the same for you, Ash, that you know, we do what we love. And in some ways, I don't know about you, Ash, but I don't know why I've been drawn to this, but it just feels like something that I've got to do. And it's just great that you can reach so many people and pass on messages that deeply resonate. And, you know, not forgetting people like our lovely producer who works very hard in the background. So, you know, keep on believing. If you feel it, you know, take note and take action. That's what I would say.
Absolutely. Thank you, Iain. And, you know, if you are a first-time visitor to this channel on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, click on the little bell, make sure you're getting the notifications. There's wonderful variety of presenters and hosts and different shows to check out. There's a brand new chat show coming up, and one of the first guests to be interviewed is going to be a wonderful lady called Gwen Akora. Now, Gwen was married to Derek Akora, and one of the things that Derek Akora used to say, which I love as a quote, is, "To the believer, no proof is necessary. To the non-believer, perhaps no proof is possible." And absolutely, folks, you know, religion, faith, it's yours, it's private, it's your label to use or not to use. But we ask that you take the truths as you have found them tonight, you take that out, you be an ambassador for this, the year of the census, in an unprecedented year of strange, wonderful things. Let's all hope we have some of the confidence of character that the Fox sisters did, to be controversial, to say what they believe to be true, to pass on that evidence and that knowledge. Folks, it's been really wonderful to be with you tonight. Make sure you've bookmarked Spiritual Psychics TV on Facebook. Do give us a like on YouTube. Share this stream. Come back and check us out regularly. Ian's got a regular show on Spiritual Psychics TV. I'm back on Friday night with some spiritualist philosophy. Lots of wonderful things and great content. Good night and God bless. Happy Easter and stay safe.
Oh.
8 o'clock tonight, there's going to be a VIP nights for the very important patrons. So on the SPTV fan page on Facebook, you'll find the details for the Zoom event tonight, a little chat amongst the SPTV community. And mediumship development is the subject this evening. Okay, no shows tomorrow night, but do have a look across the variety of programs. When are you next on, Iain?
Well, I'll be coming up shortly as I start sort of season 2 with the show that I kind of left off, which is, you know, moving us all forward and using the spiritual communication to get those links for ourselves to guide us in life and to keep us well. Great.
Thank you to Richard James, our producer and host, owner of Spiritual Psychic TV, for giving us this platform. And to you, the people, remember, this is a community and the contents and show designed by you for the benefit of you. We thank you for your support. God bless you all. Good night.
Yeah. Good night.